I'm Andrew Sherman. I'm a Texas transplant who has always been in pursuit of art as a career. I've played in bands, pursued an acting career in Hollywood, but I found it behind the lens of a camera here in Dallas, Texas. I was born in New York, I've lived in Chicago, Los Angeles, Austin, but I love Dallas. There's a magical artistic scene in Dallas that mostly goes unnoticed to the outside world. This podcast is focused on what makes it so special and the people who make it thrive artistically. If you don't live here, and even if you do, you might not have heard of them. This is the Dallas Famous Podcast. So who you gonna be? Who you gonna be when you're all grown up? This week on the Dallas Famous Podcast, we're sitting down with Justin Lyons. Justin, aka GuitarSlayer, is a musician, creative force, and a relentless innovator. From his roots to Dallas to touring the world as a key member of Machine Gun Kelly's band, he's proven that dedication and passion can take you anywhere. Beyond performing, he's scoring films, writing a book, and constantly pushing the boundaries of his artistry. Justin's journey is one of constant evolution, blending raw talent with fearless desire to create and inspire. I know you're going to dig this one. Here it is. The Dallas Famous Podcast is supported by the Mullen & Mullen Music Project. The Music Project was created by Mullen & Mullen Injury Law Firm to champion the independent music scene in North Texas. Hello and welcome back to Dallas Famous. I am sitting in the mailroom lounge of Justin Lyons, also known as GuitarSlayer. He is a guitarist for Machine Gun Kelly. He's been in Pinkish Black. I mean, probably more than that I don't even know. It's just why we're here to find out. But thanks for coming on.
No, thanks for having me, man. I'm honored.
Yeah. I've shot you a couple times with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yep.
It's always a good time.
Yeah.
Some crazy... The second one, I was bummed that I wasn't at the soundboard, I wasn't at the pit, and then I realized why, because he's like flying around in that car everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the helicopter. Yeah.
The helicopter.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So,
but
anyway.
You had some great shots though from the house. Like your shots were amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's funny too when you go to like a show in Dallas, you have multiple photographers covering you. Like American Airlines, I know the people, and they were like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I'm shooting for Justin, man." And she's like, "Well, so is these other." I was like, "We all are, you know."
Yeah, that's
gotta
love.
get the coverage, man.
I love it.
So, well, let's start at the beginning. You're a Dallas kid, right?
Dallas kid, born and raised, Oak Cliff, Texas. That's my hood.
Nice.
You know.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did the whole music thing get started for you?
Man, honestly, I believe in being a product of my environment, and the product that I was groomed in, the environment I was groomed in was church. My grandparents had a church. My dad is now the pastor of that church. And we just had some amazing musicians come through there. My dad plays guitar, still plays guitar. He's 70 years old, still plays guitar.
Nice.
My aunt played the organ. My other aunts played the drums. So my grandmother sang. So my entire family just groomed in music, you know. So me sitting there as a little kid on the front row consuming all of this information, it groomed me to who I am today.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So with my mom being very adamant on teaching me and humming to me what to play and how to play, how to approach, what to pay attention to, those things it curated me, I think, to a beautiful, you know, flower that I am today. Flower.
Nice. So, I mean, guitar was what you were drawn to first?
Yeah, it was guitar. My mom used to see me jamming with a broom, making like these bing, bing, bing noises in the mirror. And she was like, you know what, let me get my son a guitar. And she got me my first guitar from Toys R Us, you know?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when they used to sell like electric instruments.
Well, it used to be open.
yeah, for sure, yeah.
Right, okay.
And that's what started the whole thing. And I think once I got older, my mom couldn't afford guitar lessons. And I remember going to Brooke Mays when Brooke Mays used to be around, and tried to get guitar lessons. And I talked about this often, but tried to get guitar lessons, but we couldn't afford it. Mm-hmm. But I just had a determined like spirit in me. And I just told my mom, hey, I'll learn. And then my mom ended up putting me in prayer line every Wednesday at church, that God will bless me to play, will bless my hands. And and he did just that, you know?
Okay.
Yep.
So you're in church, but you're also in, you know, the outside world.
Well, I didn't get to the outside world until maybe 17, 18. Because
Oh.
like in my high school years, I wasn't letting people know I played outside of church. I wanted to play basketball.
Oh.
That was my bread and butter. You know, I felt like me hooping was gonna get me into college, et cetera, et cetera. You know, because I didn't see music being like financially stable for me to have a family, et cetera. You know,
Right.
so I wasn't thinking about music the same way. Although I got accepted into Booker T. Washington to play bass,
Huh.
but they didn't have a sports team, so I didn't go.
Wow.
Yeah,
You might be the first person I have had on that said no to them.
man, I wanted to hoop.
Yeah.
And it was just, you know, I grew up in church and I wasn't cultivated around a bunch of artistic people.
Sure.
And my mom didn't know what to do with a kid like me who was like a kid protege. You know,
Right,
she
right.
didn't know what to do besides go to church, play. And I was playing so much at church that I felt like I was getting my guitar fix anyway.
Right.
So I didn't have to do it at school too. I probably would have got burned out.
Were you back in those church days? Were you getting exposed to other musics at that point?
Well, my mom bought me my first cassette tape, B.B. King, The Thrill Is Gone.
Oh, nice.
And then as a young kid, I think I was like 7 or 8 years old when I first heard it. It reminded me so much of my dad. 'Cause my dad sounds like B.B. King to me. And so I felt like I was getting the best of both worlds, you know. And then with church, it's so much quartet music. A lot of the guitarists today play like gospel quartet players.
Okay.
Even though they're translating it into R&B and hip hop, but that's all gospel quartet chops, man.
Huh.
So that's where I got, you know, my origin from. Just,
So when you were in church, you weren't feeling like you weren't feeling limited with the guitar. You felt like you were getting to do what you wanted to do.
yeah, man. I was the music director at age 11. I did my first studio session at age 10.
Huh.
So I was playing a lot. I didn't know what to do. My mom tried to get me to go to Apollo. I was nervous. I didn't want to be in front of all those people. It was a lot, man. I had a great childhood growing up around music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
being able to
wild.
jam with my brothers and sisters because they all sang. So we had a bunch of different groups in church. So we was able to like just experiment, honestly, man.
Right.
And I didn't even know the outside music to even feel like I was missing something, you know.
At what point did you start to get exposed to outside music?
Well, so I have an older brother by the name of Danny who plays the bass, and he would always take me with him. He would be so proud of me though. He would be like, "Bro, here, play." And I am like 13, 14 playing this big bass. But he was just so impressed that I was so advanced that he wanted everybody to see it. And that's when I started getting like different glimpses of other approaches in gospel first.
Right.
There was other approaches, different attacks in gospel, etc. And then he started taking me to this very famous club that's no longer around here in Dallas. It was called Tafiji's. And that's when I met AJ. He's no longer with us, but he was like a guitar musician, man. And I was just so drawn to him, man, at 17. And they used to tell me, "Hey, man, look, you too young to be in here. Just don't get no drinks and you'll be all right," you know?
Right.
But they let me come in. They even let me get on stage and play. And that's when I started getting exposed to like R&B music. And like Tim Waits was the bass player that I was always just fascinated by growing up. He was in that band. And man, that just started like blowing
Right.
me away, man.
Right. Was that, I mean, what made you stop doing basketball and do music? I mean, what?
Well, after high school and college, it was just like, okay. When I was going to Cedar Valley, that's when I got hip to Arlington Jones, who's a famous jazz pianist that lives right here. He saw a gift in me. He cultivated me and like taught me a lot of things, like little things. Like, for example, he would tell me when I was solo, because I was big into Jocko. He would tell me, "Hey, man, music is a language. If you start going fast, I don't know what you're saying. So walk me through your language."
Huh.
And that started teaching me about solo composition, how to phrase, how to speak. Like, "Hello, my name is Justin. What's your name?" And it was
Right.
just, and after that, that explored my mind to another level. And I started getting into jazz. And I think it wasn't until I was maybe age 22, I got exposed to Norman Brown, the jazz guitarist. So many people was like, man, you sound like Norman Brown. I'm like, who is that? And I started listening to him, and it freaked me out because I hear the similarities there, and I've never heard of this guy.
Huh.
But I got drawn to that, and that put me more into jazz. And then I got into straight ahead jazz, the Charlie Parkers and all of those. I was a late bloomer with it, you know. I didn't even get hip to Prince until maybe I was age 24.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was fascinated by him, not so much of his playing, but his performance.
Right.
Because it's a difference.
Yeah.
And being a performer, and then just being a musician, you know?
Sure.
So I just started taking these lessons and applying them to myself. And then when I started my own band, we got a chance to like experiment a little.
Right.
You know?
At what point did you start kind of composing and writing? Were you doing that all along, or?
Well, the composing and writing, so I feel like it was happening as I was young, like being in church and we making up little special parts. I think that's all a part of composing and arranging. Mm-hmm. Where I'm the youngest guy telling all of these older guys what to play, when not to play. This how we gonna do it. Everybody follow me. I think I was being groomed and I didn't know it. But it wasn't until I started playing with this R&B artist, Vivian Green from Philly. And she was working on a new project, and she started involving me in it. And that's when I got exposed to GarageBand. Then I got exposed to Logic. I was like, yo, what is this? I can, you know? And then I had an old Tascam, board that had like 32 channels, and I was teaching myself how to record into that as well. And then after that, I started discovering I can grab people's vocals and put it in there and like create around it. So it just started happening, man. So I'm a late bloomer in arranging and composition part too. Yeah.
Wow, that's wild. I mean, obviously you had it all in you.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
to begin with. So okay, so you back to your first band. What was that called? What did that look like?
Our name was Connect 4.
Huh. Nice.
Connect 4 with a K apostrophe NNECT 4. It was 4 of us, and we just had a crazy connection when we played. We started out just being like the house band of this open mic night here in Dallas. It's no longer around, but it was a gem of a spot called Sankofa, where a lot of people from Geno Young, Carmen Rogers, Erykah Badu would come hang out. That's when I started getting hip to the Count Wisdom band with Braylon and Sean and Spud and all those guys.
Right.
So just going there at first, consuming them, seeing people get up there and do open mic night with poetry, and then this band playing, like, wow. And then shortly after, they had to go out on tour. And then they asked me, like, hey, yo, can you fill in? All right, cool. Hey, we need a band. Okay, let me call some guys. And then that started curating me being in the position of leadership in that spectrum. And then we started being like really involved with them, and I had to like know what we was gonna play, start making up stuff on the spot. And that's the thing about Dallas, man. We know how to jam, we know how to come up with stuff. Everything is a song, you know.
Yeah.
I go to various other places and they don't have that sauce like that sometimes, you know. But it's a language that we speak here in Dallas of just being a really amazing jam band community.
Why do you think that is?
You know what, man? Honestly, it goes back to being a product of your environment, honestly. From if I wasn't growing up around Spud, Sean, Daniel, or my brother when I was younger, like I wouldn't even know how to do that. I wouldn't even know what that was. Like, and then the church I grew up in, like my grandmother would get up there and make up a song out the wazoo, and I'd be like, let's turn it into something, you know?
Yeah.
She'll just get up there and just start quoting lyrics and that God was giving her, and we just had to make it sound like it was something.
Right.
And those little tips started just curating like a crazy beast in me, you know, that I'm so thankful for today.
That is wild. Yeah, I mean, that's something that we try to delve into on this show is what makes Dallas special, and that's something I took for granted. I guess I just been like at Sput shows and Sean Martin, rest in peace shows, and I just took it for granted, like you're saying, but because I haven't gone to other cities and experienced it.
Yeah, man. Now when I go to other cities, man, and I'm especially when I'm in LA and I'm hearing cats get up there and everybody in the room going crazy, I'm like, I grew up hearing this like 20 years ago in my city.
Yeah.
No discredit to anybody. Everybody's doing it, but I'm like, yo, like y'all are late to this party. Y'all are late to this party.
Right.
So, but those things make me excited to hurry up and get on the stage and be able to do that and bring some sauce too, because I still haven't like dove into like my solo era yet.
Right.
You know.
Right. So, I know then you became the musical director for Pinkish Black. Is there
BLACKPINK?
BLACKPINK.
No, I didn't become the music director for them. I was the music director for Vivian Green, Chrisette Michelle. I had a little sprinkle with Eric Roberson. I had some fun arranging shows with and for Tamla Mann. I had fun arranging shows and being assistant music director for 21, who was a big K-pop artist as well. Yeah, and just sitting under, like, when I started getting into the K-pop world, I was sitting with Gil Smith, who's like a music director mogul from LA, you know? And when I started sitting under him, that started exposing my brain on another level that I still feel like not most have experienced yet. Yeah.
Right.
And Tony Estes, she's another really big artist, and she lives right here in Dallas as well. So it's a few, man. I miss the music directing chair, but I don't miss it either.
Right. That's interesting. So there was like a K-pop Dallas connection before you were even involved.
Well, no, the Dallas K-pop connection, because I've been involved in K-pop since 2011, 2012. Mm-hmm. So now that everybody now is catching up with what K-pop is, it's interesting to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And I see a lot of more Dallas musicians now getting on K-pop gigs, and I'm like, congratulations.
Right.
I'm on to the next.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, but we'll go back. So I totally botched that, which I'm fine with. I think there's a band called Blackish Pink out of Fort Worth or something, and I keep getting confused. But anyway, how did you end up playing in with them?
With the K-pop stuff?
Yeah.
Well, it actually came from a tweet, man. The power of social media.
Huh.
The power of social media. Me and King Robinson, who was my roommate and good friend at the time, we were about to move out of our apartment. We were two musicians who were just trying to do a band together, do side jobs to pay rent, whatever it was, But it was a point in our careers where we just like, man, this is getting crazy. Like we gotta figure something else out.
Right.
So a tweet came through and it said, hey, I'm looking for an African-American guitarist for an overseas opportunity. My first overseas opportunity, I was 17, so I already had my passport. And I never leave home without it. So this particular day, I'm sitting in the movie theater and I see that tweet come across and I reply. I said, hey, I got my passport right now. I'll go to the airport right now if I need to. And he loved my response. And then that started him asking me other questions like, man, like what inspires you? He never asked me anything about music. He only asked me things about life. And as I got to know him, it was because he was trying to put the puzzle pieces together. What guys can be on tour and live together? What guys can be on tour and exist around each other from an energy perspective? Because you can be talented all day, but if your attitude stinks, we don't want you around us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
That's in any job environment, you know? And the art of music, man, is so spiritual, so you don't want any unwarranted energies around you because you want to be able to give your best.
Yeah.
And with this being K-pop, it was something that we were the first band to urbanize their music. So it required a certain kind of mentality, a certain group of people, involvement, and openness. I had to be a listener. I couldn't go in there acting like I knew everything, you know? So just like with what you do, if you get some young one who has a gift and a skill, but he's open-minded, he listens to you, man, you'll pour into that person all day long. But for someone that, you know, doesn't listen, you're like, you're good, but
Yeah.
slow down.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. Yeah, and also you're on the road. You're living, like you said, you're living with these people. That's huge to all get along.
Yeah.
So, and then, I mean, but at that point, that band wasn't anything happening yet, right? It was brand new.
Well, Big Bang was the first K-pop group. So like the BTS and BLACKPINK and all of those, they actually modeled themselves after Big Bang.
Okay.
And they're like the grandfather of the K-pop industry now. And they're supposed to be coming back out with another tour next year, I believe. But Big Bang, they were like the pinnacle of K-pop. And we were blessed to come in and urbanize their music and like put it on the map. They had never been to America yet, so we were bringing like this American, we were bringing this American K-pop, like American Asian infusion of music together, and it worked. And it's still working today, where everybody's getting a piece of it now. You know?
Do you think that like combination is what made K-pop more palatable?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. And man, even when I was a part of it, I was trying my due diligence to bring like attention to us, the guys that started. I was trying to get like documentary support. I was trying to make phone calls, and because I saw the vision, you know, I see what it is today. I saw it, and I was trying to do everything I could to get attention and bloggers supporting these 6 black guys coming from America, coming to Asia to urbanize and flip their music. But it was just too forward.
Yeah, you were ahead of the curve still. Yeah.
So now that everybody's on it, sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Early adapters.
Again, not from hating or anything like that. I'm just like, man, our story should have been covered. Everything about it should have been covered, man. We put the formula out there, and now everybody's copying our formula.
Right.
So I'm just thankful for that.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, it's highest form of compliment, but
yeah, but if nobody knows that you was a part of it, or it wasn't highlighted or captured, nobody knows.
yeah. Well, we're letting everyone know you were
Hey.
part of it. You were early adapters. You were,
For sure.
trendsetters, as it were.
Pioneers for sure.
So,
yeah. Shout out to the band 6.
Yeah. And then I guess COVID kind of slowed that connection down.
Yeah. So before COVID, I was doing BLACKPINK I did BLACKPINK for 2.5 years. And in that 2.5 year span, I was also doing Lil Wayne.
Oh,
So I was doing them at the same time.
I don't think I knew
And
about that.
dude, that was probably the most mentally hectic portion of my life. That was like late 2018, 2019, going into 2020. And I was juggling Lil Wayne and BLACKPINK and creating a shoe, because I had just got like a shoe deal with an Asian company where I designed their shoes and stuff. It was crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, and it was so hectic because how the schedule was, like, say for instance, I'll be out with BLACKPINK for 2 weeks, and when we have a week off, I'll fly back to the US, do like a week of shows with Lil Wayne, and then when BLACKPINK has another show, I'll fly back out with BLACKPINK, do those shows, and come back to the US to do Lil Wayne. It was a lot, but I learned so much. That's when I first learned the difference between Justin Lyons and the GuitarSlayer. Because I feel like I was approaching the BLACKPINK thing wrong. I thought I was GuitarSlayer and BLACKPINK energy, and I should have been Justin Lyons in the BLACKPINK world.
Okay.
Meaning BLACKPINK, the whole K-pop world is really a session player, really. You come, you play the part, you make it sound good, you make it feel good. You might develop a name, you might develop, etc. But as long as you're getting paid, your bills are paid, you come home, all is well. When I got hit up to do Lil Wayne, they asked for a GuitarSlayer. So then I asked management, what does that mean to y'all? And they said, we want you to be equivalent to the artist. Walk the stage, jump off the stage, jump on the speakers, do your thing. So that gave me creative freedom as an artist, as a guitarist, as a rock player, as all of that everybody hopes and wishes for, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And man, I was like, wow, this whole time I had it wrong. But it was a life lesson for me.
Sure.
You know? And now that I'm even with Machine Gun Kelly, I'm able to be GuitarSlayer, still like just mirror him, have fun, and make the stage feel full, big, and happy, and just aggressively guitar rock, you know?
Right, right.
And if I didn't tap into that with the Lil Wayne section of my life, I don't know. I still possessed it. So it just probably would have been a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So, yeah.
At what point did the Blink 182 come into play?
So Blink 182 came while I was doing the Lil Wayne, because it was a Lil Wayne Blink 182 concert.
Oh, okay.
And everybody used to be like, yo, how are they on the same bill? Like, what is that? You know,
Right.
two totally opposite spectrums, you
Yeah.
know? But hey, I'm not on the management side. They know what they were doing. I'm just there to do my job.
Right.
And Blink 182 was headlining, and Travis Barker would always come out there and watch me play. And he was just like, dude, I don't know you. Like, where are you from? And I'm like, I've been in K-pop for the past 10 years. And the K-pop industry was curating a different kind of structure for me, because it's billion-dollar stages with billion-dollar creative ideals, billion-dollar structure. The whole thing is totally different than anything I've seen and still experiencing in the U.S. That's why I look forward to connecting with an organization or a company that's like, hey, we want you. You got the sauce. You know the sauce. We want to hold you down and keep you as our secret weapon, you know, just because of what I know. And, you know, but still, when I go see shows here in the U.S., it's still nothing like what I know the K-pop world was.
Right.
But long story short, he saw me playing and my energy and everything, and we just got connected from there. And then when COVID hit right after the Lil Wayne BLACKPINK stuff, right after that, the Travis Barker hit me up as I was working in a studio with Warren Campbell, who's a super producer in the gospel world, you know, with Mary and all of those amazing artists. I was in a studio session with him in Houston, Texas, and I got hit up by Travis Barker, and he was like, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm in a studio session, nothing. He said, are you touring right now? I was like, nah. He said, well, I have a good friend that needs a guitarist. He's about to drop a new project, and he's going out on tour. Want to see if you're available. And I was like, cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Travis Barker, yeah, you know?
Sure.
And it ended up being Machine Gun Kelly.
Huh.
For me, it was different. So I grew up gospel, then I got into jazz. Blues was always an origin. I feel like gospel and blues are like married in a sense. So I had that under my belt, did K-pop. And then when I got hip to the hip hop world with Lil Wayne, and then now here we are with punk pop, I was like, okay, I've never done this. But it's one as a guitarist and as a player I want to have under my belt. Because as my brand, I want to be able to say I've tackled everything, you know? And this was a new tackle for me. And I took it on. I listened to the music, and it was heavy guitar. I was like, man, this is a guitarist's dream, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I took it on. And I was thinking just a couple of days ago, like how nerve-wracking it was, not just for myself, but even for MGK, because I remember being in rehearsals, because I used to have a notepad, because I'm still learning this music. I'm learning the structure. I'm learning the, what's the right word? It's a certain kind of Approach. It's a certain approach you have to have with this music where you think, oh, you just playing a 1-4-5. Nah, it's more than that. You know, the riffs are different. Where I might put like a and there's it's so percussive. It's a different language. So I had to learn this stuff fast. So I used to have my notepad out there as I'm like trying to read the music, and I never forget Kels looking back and said, "Man, he's not moving around. Man, this rock, I need him to be moving." And I'm like, I promise I got you.
Yeah.
Just let me learn these songs.
Right.
I got
Let
you.
me get it in my
Yeah,
my
let me
blood.
let me just get it in, man. And our first show, I never forget walking out and I pulled out my top hat because I used to wear a top hat when I played with Lil Wayne, just to kind of mirror like the likes of like Slash that made him so iconic. I put that top hat on, took my shirt off, and everybody was like, "Yo, I know who you are." That's when it clicked for everybody. It was like, "Yo, you were the guy playing with Lil Wayne and blah blah blah." I was like,
They
"Yeah,
didn't even put that together.
They didn't put it
Oh,
together.
that's wild.
Crazy."
Yeah.
So just developing like a signature something, you know, and that helped me even early on in my career when I used to wear like different color mohawks and I used to dye my beard a certain color. All of these things, I never forget sitting down with Fender, and I was trying to get endorsed with them, and they was like, "We don't even know who you are. Like, we got Prince, we got John Mayer, we got Jimi Hendrix. Like, why would we sign a nobody?" Basically, is what they told me, and I was like, "You're gonna hate you told me that." You know. And right then and there is when I started like really diving into how to make an impression as an artist, a memorable impression.
Yeah.
Not just looks, but attitude, energy, and playing style, you know.
Sure.
So yeah, it's a lot that goes with curating you as a brand.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny too, because it's like in my head, I'm like, you're perfect in Machine Gun Kelly, but like you evolved to that. It wasn't like you were born. I mean, you were born to do it, but you know what I mean? Like you really had to cultivate who you were to fit in with that.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I'm a chameleon now, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, put me on a suit, you'll never know I have on tattoos. I can play an upright bass, and you'll never think that I play rock because I know how to play standard upright jazz.
Right.
You know, put me on a piano, you won't even know that. So I just know I love music, and I am music. So I appreciate being able to be in every spectrum of it, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at this point, you're pretty ingrained in that band. I mean, you're kind of in it for the long haul right now.
Yeah, going on 5 years with them.
Yeah. And you said you're about to go on a big 2-year tour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, super excited about it, man. I think we're all excited. The new music is super fire. It's so musical. The musicality in it, the expressions in it, the guitar in it, everything about it.
And you get to put your thumbprint on your parts, or are you helping write
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So now we have 4 guitars on stage, which is wild. So it's going to be fun because now we get to just create special moments and just kind of create something that'll live on forever.
Yeah, that frees you up, I guess, when you're not like the only guitar player.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, you can
big time,
like,
because it started out with just me and Kels on guitar.
yeah.
And then we added Sophie, our female guitarist. And now we have No Love, Andrew, who's an additional guitarist. And we're just covering all bases. And that also frees us up from having to probably use any backing tracks. And so it can just feel more live. So you can feel like our real imprint and our real approach.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's going to feel good.
That's cool. And I guess you said something earlier because I was going to ask you, but you said like you kind of feel relief not being the band leader. You enjoyed the guitar role more.
I do. It's a give and take, man. I miss being the music director because I love business. Like I love good business. I love making sure everybody is on point where they need to be. And because I understand like a full spectrum of what it all entails, because I feel like my end, when I'm done with guitar, I think I will be pushing towards like being a creative director. You know, I'm a big picture guy. I'm a visionary. Like you say, hey, this is what you want to do. This is how you want it to feel. I'll take it from there and present something that'll blow your mind. You know, and I look forward to that season of my life. And I'm not there yet, but I'm able to do it on stage. Like when me and Sophie first started jamming together, Kels used to, you know, be like, hey, help some kind of way shape like XYZ, because it was her first tour. She had never toured before because she was coming off of just like, she was killing the YouTube world, which is that's the world we in now. So her coming over and like doing like the live side of things, it was different for her. And so we used to spend time on stage before shows, and I would like be like, hey, walk like this, but hey, you're the female of the band now, so you got to give us that sex appeal. You got to give us that, you know. And then because I understand positioning and staging, I would say, hey, mirror me. Where I'm at, you stand on the opposite side. So from the front of house perspective, everything is just symmetrically perfect.
Sure.
You know, and then when we would switch sides, it would still have a special dynamic. She would feed that side, I would feed that side, switch back. And man, it was just a beautiful harmony, you know?
Nice.
But I love music directing because I look at it as producing. When you're able to create parts, for me, I love creating energies. I'm an atmosphere creator. I'm an atmosphere shifter. I know that about me. So putting the right paths or the right sounds to transition into the next song, man, sheesh, I love that stuff.
Nice.
So I miss that world, you know. But again, most entities and environments I'm in, they don't know what all I possess because I don't showcase it. I don't showcase it on social media. Nobody knows I used to music direct. Nobody knows I used to put shows together and build them. And I love sound design. Nobody knows that I do film scoring. I do all of that. I just keep it to myself, you know?
Wow. Film scoring.
Yeah, I just finished a 3-part movie recently with a Dallas film director, Snoop Robinson.
Okay.
Yeah, man, and the movie should be releasing here soon. But man, that took a lot out of me.
Yeah. A lot different than what you've been doing in the other stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot different, but I think it took a lot out of me because I was in the middle of touring and having to go back to my hotel room with this little keyboard and score these strings and
Right.
all of these things.
Right.
Yeah, and I love string scoring. I love that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So being able to just tap into those things, man. Yeah.
Right on.
Loved it. Yeah.
Right on. Are you able to keep kind of tabs on the Dallas music scene while you're all out? Are you still kind of in touch with people here?
Yes and no. There's an artist in particular that I'm super excited about. He's like an up and coming guitarist that I want to put under my wing. You know, I'm thinking about possibly managing him as well. Great. I feel like he's probably the next Jimi Hendrix.
Wow.
He just need like the proper tools and the proper curating, and of course I'm the best guy for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it could get them far without them just being stressed. Because my whole thing now is just mental health. And when I say mental health, as an artist and as a musician, man, you can get so down because you're not getting the support you need, you're not getting the help you need, and before you know it, you sad, and now all your music is sad. Now all you're translating is sad frequency. It's just a spiral that keeps happening. So if I can get in there and help somebody not go down that mental spiral, then I feel like I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
So him, and then I have another good friend. We're going to start like a country duo. Me and him, I'll be managing that project, and he's a Billboard top 10 writer, unspoken artist nobody really knows about. His name is High Jackson. He's dope. And we're excited. We already been curating music for it, curating the style and everything, man. It's going to be special.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Is there any like bucket list thing left with the performing or with playing with somebody or?
Where I want to bucket list for me would be on the production side. I want to get more records out there.
Okay.
You know, right now I release my own music just because I'm not signed to a record label where I'm assigned to artists. And so since I'm not assigned to artists and a lot of people don't know I produce, I'm like, let me just release it on myself because I feel like when God sends me a song, I got to get it out.
Yeah.
And so again, I would love to be have a record deal or some sort where they're like, hey man, we need music. Like we got this artist and we need an album. Like here's a check, here's whatever you need, here's a studio. Even though I have a studio here in Dallas, like I'm really ready to branch out in that world, you know, and then eventually get to the point where I tour when I want to, not because I have to.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Last question, like what do you want your legacy to be? How do you want to be remembered when this is all said and done?
Oh, such a loaded question, man.
Well, you know, I'm trying to get inside the head a little more.
I appreciate that. I really do. Man, I think I just want to be remembered, or I want my legacy to live on as somebody that made a change here. Well, I got to talk about Dallas first
Oh yeah, please.
because I feel like the Dallas community, we we still sit in this. We're not getting support, or we don't know what's next, and that's why I wrote a book about what to do next.
Oh.
You know, yeah, I have a book that's dropping soon, and it's for the artists that don't know what to do. They got certain pieces to the puzzle, but they don't know what to do next. Well, this book will help you. I just want to give the information to help. Like, I even want to build a committee that can even a board that can change the scope of what the musicians get paid here in restaurants and all of these things, because I feel like the restaurant entity is also helping to the mental spiral of the musician because they're not getting paid enough. Say, for instance, like, man, I was getting $100 when I was 17, and that's still like the going rate
Yeah.
that musicians getting, and that's so unacceptable. And I blame the restaurant industry, but not so much as I blame the musicians, because the musicians ain't coming together and they not changing that. And then you got the young players that's just like, yo, I'm just trying to play when I can play. Nah, like you messing it up for your future doing it that way. I love it. If you want to play just because you want to play, go play in front of your apartment complex. Go play down the street, set up and just play.
Sure.
But when it comes to business, because it's music business, you got to understand that's a business. And if you don't know your business, that restaurant or whoever it is, they going to milk that, you know? And I want to be able to change the scope of that so they don't have to be feeling so drained. You get $100 to play, then you got to pay for your own food, then you got to pay for gas to get there, then you got to pay for valet if you're doing parking, and before you know it, at the end of the night, you only made $20.
Right.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And you can't pay your bills on that. You can't provide for a family for that. And it's just a lot of things that's just off with all of that system. So I want to be the guy that helps change the system. I want to be, I've been building my brand in such a way to where I can walk into any organization and they'll look at me and say, oh, that's the guy that did the Mavericks. That's the guy that did MGK. That's the guy that did blah, blah, blah. And when I speak, they'll listen because I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I want these restaurants around here to like hire me as a consultant so I can help change the atmosphere of your restaurant, because y'all are doing it wrong. They'll put a whole band in here and it's not even acoustically sound and it'll start echoing, and then they'll be like, hey, it's too loud. It's because y'all don't have it set up for what y'all trying to accomplish.
Yep.
So it's twofold, man, and I get very passionate about that stuff because it's starting to piss me off. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
Because something has to give, something has to change, man, and I want to be a part of that change.
Right on.
You know? Yeah.
Right on. When is that book coming out?
Man, I'm battling when it should come out. It's ready now, but I might do it probably like the spring when the tour is good and roasted good and it'd be the perfect time to just drop. Or I might do it for Christmas where people can gift somebody it for Christmas or something.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic. I did not even know about that. I'm glad you brought it up yourself.
Yeah, man.
I did not do my homework on that one. But
nah, the people don't know.
People don't know.
People don't know, but they do now. You know now.
Yeah,
you know,
right on.
and
well, Justin, this has been fantastic. Stick around. We're going to do a song, but look out for all the stuff. We'll have links to whatever is out there. But, you know, it's not just Machine Gun Kelly. It's not just these bands. It's like you're an integral part of that, and you're a very good representative of Dallas. So
thank you, man.
Thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm proud to be on this show with you and sit down and talk with you, man. I appreciate your spirit and everything that you've even poured into the Dallas community, man. You're all around the Dallas community, man.
I'm trying.
you make the artists look good, and everything that you touch look good, man. So thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wow, mutual appreciation society at the end here.
For sure, man.
Right on, man.
Indeed.
I'd like to thank Justin Lyons for joining us and playing a song. You can check him out on tour, and the links will be in the show notes. Thank you to the Deep Ellum Community Center for letting us record here. Theme song Unstoppable by Salim Narala, and the outro is The Place to Be by Electric Ants. Thanks again to the Mullen & Mullen Music Project for their support. Like, subscribe, and share the podcast, and we'll see you next week.